Okay.
And then kind of catch up for what's been going on.
That's terrifying. Okay.
So we're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys should just leave that in just for shits and giggles. Just
Well, that might be our like pre-intro, like everything.
Just look.
Cookies. Cookies.
Dude, I remember the cookies at Hy-Vee.
Bitch, it was us.
I don't know why, but...
Alright,
I just
hey, three-way podcast, episode 27 now, I think.
20...
That's a
We're
lot.
that far? We've been doing this that long?
We've been doing that long.
What's wrong with us?
Goddamn.
And to celebrate 27, not 25 or 30 or anything else, it's actually a special number. Podcast video.
Yeah. I jumped in. I didn't even know there was 27. This is exciting for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Better late than never.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So, new voice, new face, and then our faces, apparently. We have, let's just go down the list.
All right. I am Gary Ridgway, and that's that.
I'm Mike. Although, I mean, they already know who we are.
Yeah.
They haven't seen our faces.
Oh,
so.
they should
Yeah,
just
that's
be
true.
forced to place our voices to the faces.
Yeah.
That's
be
terrible.
forced. Oh my goodness.
Steve.
I just realized that I should probably do before we continue.
Oh yeah, to actually record the
Well, we have the audio through that, but I'd probably get the audio through this going too.
Okay,
Before,
yeah, that's
before we
good.
go any
Yeah,
further.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Okay, so now the
Do we
audio's
all
up
usually
here.
have soda?
Alright, let's do this.
If you want soda, yeah, what soda do you want?
Dude, Pip Extra.
Have
Duh.
extra? Depends. Go grab it's in the fridge door.
Chop chop.
Chop,
Hey,
chop,
anyone else
Aaron.
anything on up?
What?
Make haste, friend. Make haste.
Make haste, Freud.
Oh, I was all excited. You had this pace going, and I was like, yes. And then you stopped, and I had my arm outstretched. It was just like, for the love of God, hand me the soda, man. All right.
Alright, restart.
Well, not really. I think we just keep
Did you press record on the audio already?
I have it going right now.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, good.
So-
That way we got the make haste in there.
Yes.
YOLO.
So now everything should be going as it should be.
Now, should we introduce ourselves again?
Let's just go ahead and do it for just to make sure everything's good.
Okay. All right. I'm Gary.
I'm Mike.
Steve.
And Aaron, host and creator of this thing. Let's get started.
Okay,
No
cool.
one cares about you.
That's sad. You hurt me right here on my left tit. Right here.
It hurts in the
Your left
feels. It got me right in the feels.
Why
there.
would it hurt you this time and not any other time?
Yeah.
Because
There's so many opportunities.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten used to it yet. It's heartbreaking.
After all these years, you haven't gotten used to me beating you down into the ground.
Steven's the one beating me down right now. I'm
Now
not
he
impressed by
is.
that.
Oh, but you're used to it if it's me.
Yeah, a little bit. So hey, guess what day it is today, guys?
Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Well, it's actually
Almost Thursday.
It's actually one day after Revengeance Day, in case
Okay.
anyone's keeping track of that.
No.
And today is also PS4 Day.
Oh,
As in all the announcements with
Nice.
PS4 just came out like 2
Nice.
hours ago before recording.
That's awesome.
Alright.
Yeah. So who's interested in talking about some of that today?
Definitely.
Sure, we could talk about something I just looked up right before we got here.
What's that?
What's that?
Well, it's over there on that screen. I don't remember the exact thing about it, but it was a lot talking about cloud gaming.
Ah, okay. Well, we'll have to look at that. Oh, apparently Watch Dogs is coming to PlayStation 4. I just noticed that right here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get it on PC, like I mentioned to you earlier.
There's rumors it's actually on the Wii U as well, and I want to try it on that just because I want to give the Wii U some sort of support because they've been they've been flattering a lot
Wii U.
lately with the third party.
I think, yeah, well, I mean, like, coming out, first off, with, like, the Wii, I feel like everybody was really hyped a lot for the Wii, and then, like, at the very tail end of it, people, like, I don't know, I feel like developers started getting really iffy about it, which was frustrating. So I hope people really step it up on the Wii U, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I know Ubisoft's like trying hard to kind of make things work, and while this Rayman Origins thing we talked about a couple weeks back kind of hurt them a little bit, they're trying. I gotta give them some credit on that end.
Yeah. I was happy that they tried to, I saw they ported over Arkham City to the Wii.
Which was pretty cool.
Wii U, actually.
Yeah.
It was the Armored Edition, which is really great because that's some really try-hard, trying to get more publicity and good games onto the Wii U.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I also think I saw, Assassin's Creed 3?
Yeah, I actually had that
Wii
one,
U.
so.
Yeah, so good.
And actually, speaking of Arkham City, because they announced it earlier this week, or late last week, I don't remember which. Yeah, they made an announcement
Yep.
that the next Arkham game
Next
is going to be coming out later this year.
I heard it was actually from a different developer.
Yeah, Rocksteady is not working on it. I
Yeah.
don't remember what the name they said was, but it's still more Batman. Hopefully more
Agreed,
Scarecrow.
anything more of that, I will buy that. Just as long, take my money. I swear to God.
I'm like I said, I'm hoping there's more Scarecrow, or there's a suitable replacement for Mark Hamill because I'm gonna miss that guy.
Oh gosh, you know what? I was at the end, I was just like, oh my God, this ending is so good. But I was like, on the other side, I was like, what is happening? My phone just rang itself. Hold on.
First time caller of the podcast.
Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, first caller. What's going? No, I just called someone. I called the number 33. I don't know if that's okay. No, but I was so sad because I was like, oh no, I don't have any more Mark Hamill on this. He's been idol guy for ever, and then he's gone. I was just.
As I read on the internet once, you cannot spell Mark Hamill without Arkham.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yep. And he said, I watched an interview with him one time, and he said it was the most, one of his most favorite roles ever, to voice. So.
Well, if you listen to any of his other voiceover roles, like Ozai from Avatar, or Hobgoblin from the original Spider-Man series, you can hear traces of the Joker's voice.
You really
in all
can,
of them.
though. Yeah. Especially the Hobgoblin, his laugh.
Oh yeah,
it was
it's the exact
really
same.
close. Yeah. I agree with you.
You guys are quiet. Say something.
Well, I'm just listening to your little two-way there.
Yeah.
Two-way.
Yeah.
This is a three-way. Get the fucking here.
Little
The,
back and
the
forth.
gift of gab is what we have. That's it.
Back to that article I mentioned. The only thing I remember from it is something about being able to take over control of your friend's controller if they need help, through the cloud. So I'm assuming you could be playing.
So it's kind of like that Windows thing where you can have remote control over someone else's keyboard on.
But hopefully a lot better because the Windows version sucks and it's laggy as hell no matter what you do.
Okay, well I'm going to go through this list of links here that talks about the PlayStation 4 stuff. So we will take a moment to do that.
Is this now the PlayStation podcast?
What?
Is this now the PlayStation podcast?
Well, we've had several episodes where it's just been Nintendo or just Steam, so I think PlayStation is owed something by now.
So is there going to be a Microsoft only someday?
Probably not, just because I don't really like Xbox, but we'll see what happens.
What about EA only?
I hate you. This is good. This is good though. Now we have some back and forth about bantering between PlayStation and Xbox. So
Well, see, I'm
I'm
not
just gonna
really
shake my fist, look away.
I'm not even really a huge fan of PlayStation because the PlayStation 3 kind of pissed me off in a lot of spots. I've always been a hardcore Nintendo guy,
Okay.
but I love PC gaming more than anything, just because
Agreed.
Yeah.
I love PC gaming.
Yeah.
There was one game that my friend recommended to me the other day. It's called Spec Ops: The Line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is good.
Was such a good game. It's this completely unheard of game. In mainstream, if we're gonna call it mainstream video.
Well,
game.
every critic is recommending it hands down fist, but no one's ever bought it.
It's okay, but my friend bought it and I played it and it blew my mind. It was so amazing. It's first of all, it's a game where you can choose choices. I don't know exactly how to explain that. It's it's like a choose your own story.
Well, it's not really good or evil.
Well, yeah.
It's more like one shitty decision versus another shitty decision.
Yeah, it's like you kill. I think one of the scenarios was this guy was trying to steal water for his family.
I remember that. You two guys painting, and one of them was punished for stealing water. One was punished for killing the guy's family.
Yeah.
And the guy in charge is telling you to shoot one of them.
Yeah, and they're both slightly at fault, but it's the problem of
Well,
even if you don't choose them, they'll have his henchmen just kill him anyway.
Well, what's even funnier now that you bring that up is the fact that you actually don't have to kill them. You could actually try shooting the snipers around. You could try not doing anything.
Yeah.
And still, you're never gonna
win. And there's always an answer. You can you think it's there's only these two, but then there's 4 other different options. If you really look closely, you can choose different things other than one. And all of this it kind of shapes your character in a certain way, and you get a new feel of him. And as the story progresses, it evolves your character, and your character evolves in such a unique way, and it's really cool. And I don't want to give away any spoilers, but definitely recommend that game.
I just gave away one choice.
Well, it's pretty early on.
It's an early on choice, yeah.
But I will say this much though: between Spec Ops and one other game this year, there was the strongest games for narrative I've seen ever. And the other one is the Telltale's Walking Dead.
I have not heard of that one. What is that
Great
about?
game.
Pretty much, it's takes aspects of the comics, not the TV show. Fuck the TV show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And pretty much what it does is it gives you the role of this guy. Do you remember what the main character's name is? Lee, right? Yeah, it's Lee.
Is it the cell shaded one?
Yeah.
I think I've seen artwork for that one.
Yeah. Pretty much, you go through the game. You're Lee, and you were like an escaped convict. And well, not escaped. Like you're a convict who got into an accident, who managed to get out. And you meet this little girl, and the rest of the story is pretty much you, her, and all the stuff you guys go through from beginning to end.
Oh, wow.
And there's a lot of choices that take place, and a lot of it you can either choose to like take care of her better or not, or help other people or not. There's a bunch of stuff going on, and like one of the biggest. I think I've said this in the podcast before, but one of the biggest points in the game where I just knew that this is a serious one of those like it's really testing to see if you're like paying attention and making sure you're making the right choices. Is in chapter 2. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where you have to like give out the rations.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like pretty much at one point you're given by the leader this set of rations. You get 4 pieces of food for 10 people.
Oh wow!
And you've got to figure out who gets what, and that's it.
Yep.
Wow.
Take it all for yourself.
You can't actually take one for yourself if you want.
Yes,
Can you take it all for yourself?
I don't know. Can you?
No, you don't have one. But yeah, it's depending on who you choose, who you can befriend, and who you want to make your enemy throughout the entire game.
Like,
It's
wow.
fun.
Like
That's awesome.
I automatically gave 1 to Clementine because you have to. It just I could not do it.
Yeah, I did.
I tried to give 1 to the Katja, the medic, but she wouldn't take it because her hands are busy. So I'm like, well, fine, I can't help the medic. She volunteered to not take any.
Yeah, I mean, what I did, I gave 1 to Clementine, 1 to the actual leader to show that I'm not a complete and total ass.
I didn't give it to her because it was her choice to give it to me. She voided food at that point.
But then I gave the other 2 to the kids.
The kids, yeah, I gave it to them.
I gave it to them. So.
And then I gave 1 to Mark, one of the guys who was good with the gun, and then I gave 1 to what's her name? Carly, because she was also good with the gun. Like, I want to give it to the shots. That way, if we're gonna get run over, like ransacked or whatever, we have someone with guns who are well fed and gonna save us.
Yeah.
I thought I had on that one.
Yeah, you at the end of like each checkpoint, a zombie attack would occur, and you have to choose which person you want to save.
Okay.
You cannot save both.
Oh wow.
One or the other.
Like
wow.
we'll spoil the first chapters because it's like
it's
early
the
on anyway.
first chapter.
In the first chapter, you get to choose between a guy named Doug and this girl named Carly,
who's a news reporter
and then
knows your story.
And then Doug was like, what was Doug exactly?
He's an electronic guy. He
right, because he fixed the universal remote to help you do shit.
Yeah, he's a Best Buy nerd pretty much.
Okay.
One of those kind of guys.
Yeah. And I ended up picking Carly because, well, she seemed like she was a better shot and also just cool.
I chose Doug, man.
What the hell?
Dude, I chose Doug because if you think about it, a guy would be more useful. And shit, in Chapter 2, he makes an alarm system.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he makes an alarm system, like a tripwire.
Wow.
See, I never got that. I never did that.
No, yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, for you, I guess.
Yeah, he actually makes an alarm system.
See, in my story, I almost got laid by Carly, so I was happy with what I got.
You almost got it though.
She died,
Almost.
okay? She died. I couldn't do anything about that.
Well,
But see, if you went with Doug, maybe Doug wouldn't have died. Maybe you would have gotten laid.
Fucking was her name Lindsay? Was she the leader? Or was it Lori? I forget what her name is.
No, it's not Lori, it's Lindsay.
Okay, I was there. It was still Lindsay's fault. She starts freaking out, she shoots her, it's like, I'm leaving you on this fucking road and you are never coming with us again, you bitch.
It was all. Yeah, sucks to be you. Yeah, he makes a tripwire system that like has bells and shit.
We're trying to survive in a zombie apocalypse, and you trying to get laid? Mother,
No,
Hey,
kill the girl.
hey, someone, you can't blame a guy for trying.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, you
I
could have been
guess
doing something to prevent her from going crazy.
Probably.
I tried!
Yeah.
I kept saying
Just
she didn't take
reload
the shit.
from last checkpoint. Reload from last
See,
checkpoint.
but the thing is, you can't stop her from shooting people. It'll happen.
Yeah, it'll happen.
But I
Just
did learn one
shove
thing,
someone
though.
else in the way.
Yeah, just try to divert
After
the
she
bullet.
shoots somebody, you have the option of bringing her on the RV with you or leaving her on the road. And what's funny is, if you choose to bring her with you, because I didn't pick this, but I heard about it from some guys doing a Let's Play. And if you bring her with you, she'll get on the RV with you, you'll tie her up and everything so she won't go do anything else.
Tie her up.
And then when you're left alone with her on the RV, you can talk to her, she'll try to talk to you about taking the RV, just getting out of there. You'll be like, no. And then she'll just kick you out and steal the RV.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Which I thought was kind of cool, because apparently that character actually does show up in the actual comics.
Wait, it says, if she's tied up, how'll she kick you out?
Well, you untie her because you're trying to help her and everything.
Oh, okay.
It's
like
stupid.
an idiot.
It just seems weird. Like, okay.
And then, of course, there's also Glenn. I think he actually does show up. I think that's the one that's
he's
supposed to be in the TV show.
Yeah, he's in Chapter 1 and then he leaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they make references to the comics and the TV shows, which is pretty awesome in the long run.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll be millions of times better than Survival Instinct that's coming out later this year,
Yeah.
which looks.
No, but I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to try it.
If you want a good game's narrative, that's it right there.
Yeah.
Some of the best characters I've seen ever. In games.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I just never gotten around to checking it out. But definitely, I will.
Because I mean, Steam had a sale on it for like $10, and
wow!
It gave you the entire series as they came out. So
nice.
Now it's like $40.
I can't even believe I
got it for 10.
Some of the sales, some of the sales that Steam has are just so insane. Like I think I bought like Rome Total War for like a penny the other day.
Oh my god!
It was like whatever.
Or getting like Dead Space 1 and 2 for like $7.
Yes, and I got Soul Reaver 1 and 2 as well, and Defiance.
It's so nuts.
I wish Xbox and PlayStation, and I guess to some extent Nintendo, would take some initiative on those sale deals.
Because they won't, because they want to make money.
To be
fair, they're doing that right now this week with Ubisoft by like creating a price code on Nintendo's eShop. But that's a small step. I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
Like I know for the holidays, I know Sony did a few things, and unfortunately I was out of town, couldn't buy any of it because I didn't have my PS3 with me at the time.
That's your own fault.
No, it's not my fault. They should have had a browser version of it. So I could buy it online through that.
Yeah, but no, like the humble indie bundles are like my lifeblood, man.
Oh, yeah.
So good, so good.
$5 for
just like
games.
$5 for five or six games. Like this is the best thing in the world. Like I remember I got like one of those games. Have you guys ever played Space Aliens and Zombies? Like it's called Spaz, and
heard of it.
And I played it, and like it's literally one of the most best games I've ever played because what you do is basically you mine this stuff called res, and then you use res to like upgrade your ships and stuff like that. And so you have one main ship and two smaller ships, and basically you go through, you fight civilians, you fight police, and it's like the two conflicting factions are civilians and police, and then there's bounty hunters as well. And then eventually zombies come in somewhere. And then And then I haven't even gotten there because the game is so long. Like, and then you get to decide how big your galaxy is that you want to play in, and your goal is to get from the outer rim of the galaxy to the inside of the galaxy. And depending on the level of difficulty, you could start out and like it has research levels, and once you're like 100 is the highest, 0 is the lowest, and as you go through, it has recommended research levels to jump to the next star system to get through the galaxy, and trying to get through that with what you have like from the beginning is so difficult, and it takes you so long depending on like the difficulty you choose, obviously. Like I chose easy, and I still am not even halfway through the galaxy. It's such a big game, and it's randomly generated too, which means there's like endless replay value, and it's fantastic. Yeah,
that does sound pretty cool.
Yeah, and I got it for Humble Indie Bundle, so that was one of my best purchases I've ever had.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. All right, so as I did mention earlier, there are a lot of PlayStation 4 and stuff has been announced and explained. So. Or we go ahead and get started doing some of that.
Okay.
Do you want to help me go back and forth on some of these while we're reading them, since you're actually right over here?
First off, did they announce Kingdom Hearts 4?
We will get to that. We'll get to the hardware and stuff first. And
damn it!
I feel you, man. I feel you.
God damn it!
They have a tab for games. We'll get to that as soon as we go through the next one.
I've played the first and the second, and that's all I've played.
They have to release number 4 next.
Okay, so according to this, it'll have these following specs. It'll have an 8 gigabyte unified memory, a x86 CPU, 8 CPU cores, 2 teraflops computational performance, and a supercharged PC architecture. Not really sure what all that means, but I'm assuming that just means good hardware, probably better than what they already have.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're probably not going to use it all.
No, because they didn't use all the PS3 stuff either.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just, in consoles, bigger is better, so,
Well, but here's the thing, though, is that you can get all this stuff for like a PC, and it'll make sense to use, because PC is supposed to be able to do more stuff.
Kind of. PCs still aren't quite up to date for games on using quad cores. Like, there's still games that will be released that are only using 1 and 2, and everyone has quad cores now, which kind of makes sense. Then you have, half your processor for everything else, but at the same time...
What I'm trying to say, though, is that we have 8 CPU cores for this thing, and it's like, that's great, but what possible thing could PS3 or 4 or whoever use all that space for? That's a
Skyrim 2.
Or just the next Elder Scrolls in general.
6.
Just Elder Scrolls 6.
But while all that's the case, there's a bunch of other stuff here that we could talk about too. Like they just showed the new DualShock, which I'll show a picture to you guys
cool.
here.
Hey, look, there's a screen.
Oh, wow.
They're copying the Wii U's.
Well, kind of. It looks like it's just going to be a touch screen. You won't actually be able to view anything.
I'm really glad it's that size. We can just can you put a picture-in-picture?
Oh yeah, we'll do
cool.
that.
Cool. I'm actually really glad that the screen is that size because I think if it was any bigger, it would make it really awkward to play with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like
because you know the Wii U.
Yeah.
And like at the same time, I was thinking that'd be weird, but they made that it works.
Actually, the Wii U's controller is very comfortable. I like it.
I've never had the experience of playing.
Well, we'll show you after the podcast.
Okay.
That
one it does. To me, look like it's just going to be a touch
screen. But I wonder if it's going to be like an actual screen or if it's just something you touch.
Just a touch screen.
Yeah, just a touch.
It's too small to show anything. I mean, it's smaller than. I mean, it looks like it's slightly bigger than that little phone screen.
This, yeah, and especially. Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
Like if they had just had if it's just a small screen, I can inventory swap quick. That's what I think. Like a different type of grenade, or if you had like a silencer, you just put it on that, or just a quick
menu or like quick save.
So in other words, like additional buttons that don't really need to be actually put in the controller.
Yeah, so then you don't actually have to hit start, go into your menu, do all this. So you can just be like, bam.
Yeah, because I know that I think it was Ninja Gaiden 3 for the Wii U does that. And I know that Zombie U has some kind of deal like that as well.
Yeah, their quick select. Yeah.
Also, it reminds me of the PS Vita because on the back of the PS Vita, there was the touch on the back of that as well. So maybe they're bringing some of that technology from the PS Vita.
Hopefully, though, they don't make the same mistake as most people have with the Vita and have developers just doing a bunch of tech demos, not really having any good games for it.
Yeah, that frustrated me a lot. I wish the PS Vita would have launched forward more than it did.
Well, I think a lot of people are feeling the same thing with the Wii U too. Like it's just kind of floundering right now. There's a lot of good games for it, and while they're announcing a lot of good stuff coming soon, we're all still just kind of on the edge of our seat, going like, okay, it's Pikmin 3. Okay,
really though.
Where's Wonderful 101? Hey, where's this?
Pikmin 3, whatever. I'm waiting for Super Smash Bros. Universe.
I'm waiting for Fire Emblem X Persona. That looks like it's gonna be pretty fun.
I feel like they really, but the problem with like the consoles that have coming out, like with the PS Vita and the Wii U, I feel like no one is capitalizing on the release of these things like as much as they should be, because like I feel like they need more in a short burst of time, because like once a majority of their advertisement has like hit, then people are excited, but then like once they lose a little bit of that following, then the purchases, like some people might not know that some of these games are out, and I don't know, blah blah blah. But so just activating and capitalizing more on the release dates of these consoles would be great.
Speaking of consoles, let's continue this.
Sorry.
Before that, I was just going to add on his...
Tangents.
Like, we're used to tangents.
So in other words, it would be kind of nice if, like, they did all the advertising and stuff, and then after a while, instead of, like, letting off on the advertising before releasing it, just, like, as the advertising keeps going, then they release it while they're still advertising all the stuff.
Because then it still has the hype with it. You know what I mean?
Because everyone's like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and bam, it's out, then you can buy it, instead of waiting, and then they're like...
Yeah, and then they're like, well, I might as well just go back to this other thing that I was doing, and then they just don't realize that more content has come out, or I don't know.
I think most devs are just afraid to take risks on new things, which, I mean, makes sense. It's expensive, it's a lot of work, and hopefully they'll get over that, or publishers will just stop being dicks about it and let them reduce the cost of what they need to do.
Yeah.
Look at you, EA!
You know what? People just need to play on PCs, because you can do anything on a PC.
Again, you with your PC holding right there.
I'm sold. Yes.
I mean, I'm a PC guy too, but come on, give me the rest. So, you want to read the next one? By the way, before anyone asks, we are not trying to copy them. We will give credit to Destructoid. We are taking most of their articles, just kind of summarizing or reading them.
That's what we do.
Alright then, PS4 digital plans glimpsed. Sony has announced that, as well as focusing more on background and downloading in the PS4, will actually let you play PlayStation Network games as they download. Start the download, and as your PS4 gets more data, you will be able to play it. I like that. The plan with PS4 is to reduce download times to digital titles to 0. Apparently these games will be ready for you to play before you even click the buy button.
Weird.
So that just sounds like the whole OnLive system.
Yeah.
So pretty much it's turned to the opposite of what the PS3 is doing.
Here we go. The system learning your likes and dislikes in order to predict what you want.
It's like Facebook.
No, it's fucking Skynet.
So it's going to save everything you do, and it's going to keep it in its memory. And anyone who goes to your PS4 is going to be like, oh, look at this. He watches a lot of porn.
Yeah. Tracking cookies on steroids.
that would scare me.
Yeah.
They have a mind of their own.
Oh no!
Next thing, you're not about to go to your browser, it'll pop up with what you want.
Yep. I think it's, and then just like somebody's gonna try to sell us a plugin of AdBlock just for PS4.
Nice. Okay, so it looks like there's also going to be some instant streaming for PlayStation 4 as well. Let's take a look at what this does here.
Like video game streaming?
Yeah, it looks like you'll be able to stream your games from the PlayStation 4 onto whatever you're going to be doing, like Twitch TV or YouTube maybe, I don't know.
Wow, awesome.
But, yeah, it says right here, I will quote this actually, there is a one-button share capability that lets you broadcast 100% in real time to your friends. Your partner can switch, trash talk, and play along if possible. This will no doubt be huge for fighting games and streaming community. Imagine an interactive Let's Play videos.
That's really great. I actually really like that because the problem with like consoles when it comes to Twitch TV and everything is like that is that you need the capture card to be able to send it to your computer to stream. Yeah. But if it's built into the console already, then that opens it up for a lot more people to do streaming.
I know Rooster Teeth has actually talked about this quite a bit. I've listened to some of their podcasts too. Mm-hmm. They complain about how consoles don't have like a universal theater mode or a universal capture thing.
Agreed.
I know they were saying how they like how Halo does it, how a couple of their games on 360 do it, but they wish that everyone would do it, so that way they could have all sorts of stuff for like Let's Plays, Machinima, etc.
Yeah.
And I think this would definitely be a good step in the right direction. Hopefully the 720, whatever the fuck they want to call it, ends up doing something like that too. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, the industry for that, watching video games has become such a much like grander thing. In the past, maybe like 2-3 years, like I've seen just an explosion of that kind of stuff. Especially like just for the generic example, PewDiePie on YouTube like went from I think like 400,000 subscribers last summer to 2+ million right now. So it's just like it's an amazing jump, and that means that's a lot of people who are watching his videos consistently, and that's a lot of people who are exposed to just watching a single person play video games. And MLG, lots of video games, like people watching video games there, and also it opens it up for easier MLG play on the PS4 too, which is really great because sometimes they have problems with that. Like Halo 4 was originally an MLG game. So was Halo 3. Halo 3 actually started all of that. But it was difficult to have viewers watch the games because it was so difficult to get it onto a place where they could give it to their audience.
Yeah.
So having this is really great. I'm actually really happy about that. That's probably one of my favorite features that we've talked about so far.
Yeah, when they first announced the PS4, I was a little skeptical because I'm like, PS3 didn't wow me enough to really be interested in the next one. Mm-hmm. But so far the news has been pretty interesting, so I'm hoping, as we keep going, I'm hoping there'll be more good stuff.
I do hope that the size of the console decreases, because the PS4 wasn't quite the...
Well, the PS3 we have is kind of crappy, because it's the oldest one, because we wanted the backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
But I know they made smaller, slimmer ones, so I mean, it's not like size that huge a deal, but...
At the same time, also, like, did the smaller ones keep the same shape? Because that shape is terrible.
They get a little thinner, I think.
Yeah, they got thinner.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, the curvature.
I think it was more flat. It was a little more flat, but I think it did still have some of that curvy.
In my opinion, that's just kind of... That's not very good for design, because then you can't do anything.
Yeah, I actually have my computer monitor sitting on top of my Xbox when I play it, and that it's so much easier to arrange everything when everything's just a box.
Yeah,
so,
I guess it makes sense, if you're thinking like Sony, because then people would have to put the PlayStation on top of everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're trying to get in your heads and make them the dominant one. I see what's going on.
But at the same time, I'd be like, no, it's just out of place, and you'd want to put it away.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So, here it talks about social features for the PlayStation 4. Do you want to step in on some?
Sure.
It's on Facebook.
Beyond the living room. As part of the PS4 reveal, lead system architect Mark
Greeny... Steven, you get a little quiet when you start reading.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why I bring it closer.
Discuss the social features on the new platform with PS4 Sony endeavors to make sharing videos as easy as it is to show off a screen.
Kyle McGregor, you can't write for shit.
I'm not. The PS4 architect is said to allow friends to browse live video of one other's play sessions. In addition to spectating, players will be able to interact with friends by reaching out, taking control, and assisting one another. The platform also endeavors to be more like a social network, integrated with smartphones, tablets, and web platformers. With these devices, along with the PS Vita, the experience will be transcend the living room. Sorry.
That's good.
It sounds like what they're doing kind of with the Wii U with their Miiverse is doing, trying to like integrate the whole social network thing. I know they're trying to get the smartphone thing going too. So I think most consoles are going to start going that way to kind of have a continuous connectivity no matter what device you're on.
Yeah, I really like that because being able to port and do all these innovations with the PS4 is probably going to be a really great selling point for them, and that's going to be a good jump for the evolution of this next generation of consoles.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of more interconnectivity with devices, it's going to continue to try to ruin that PS Vita. Apparently, it will use it as the ultimate companion device. And essentially what's going to happen is the PlayStation 4 can act as your game server, whereas the Vita will be the client for that server, and you can kind of play games through that, so to speak, in addition to other stuff. It's pretty much same as the PS3 with a few other features added on.
So in other words, you'll just be able to play your games through your Vita?
More or less.
Yeah, okay.
Which
so does it work like the, what's it called? Does it work like just like the PSP did with the PS3 as like a second controller?
I want to say it's working more like how the Wii U's gamepad works with the Wii U.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah,
Except it's a separate device entirely.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Like, I would like to see if you could like, since it's a portable device to go anywhere you want. I'd be impressed if you could like take the device with you, like say the bus or downtown, and still play your PS4 games on it. I don't know that's possible, but we'll see. That'd be kind of cool.
Because you'd have to stay connected to internet somehow.
Granted, the PS Vita did have that 3G thing going for it.
Yeah, it did. It did have that.
I couldn't remember. Do you have to pay for that?
You do. You do have to pay for that, which is really frustrating, actually. The thing about the PS Vita... Yes, I finally get to talk about it. Okay. The thing about the PS Vita is that it just, like, everything... It was like, okay, here, I'm going to sell this to you, but then... If you want to have this optimally, you need to buy this. And so it was like, this is $299, right? But this memory card that you need for it to play optimally is $60. And this 3G that you want is another $20 a month. So I was just like, eh. And then that was kind of what swayed me away from the PS Vita. I was originally really excited for it. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. It's cool. No, because I mean, I noticed that they had like the Wi-Fi and the 3G ones.
Yeah.
So that's what like confused me on the 3G. It's like, why even have the Wi-Fi when you just have the 3G? Exactly. I didn't know there was like a monthly subscription to that.
Yep. To pay money for it, and I was so upset. But back to PS4. I'm sorry.
PS4. Okay, so one thing that excites me now that I've just read it, and another reason why I'll probably get the PS3 now. You can play PS1.
No, you'll probably get the PlayStation 4 now.
4, yeah. You can play PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 games on the PS4. Full-on backwards compatibility.
Oh man, that's so exciting.
That's got to be the best thing I've heard about it.
Oh yeah,
I actually might trade in my PS3 if this is true.
Really?
Just to have the one thing.
Dude,
damn right.
I have Final Fantasy 7 and 8 at my house, and I can't play them because my PS1 broke. But if that's true, then I'm so excited for this. That's really
I want to say
you could actually play them on your PC if you want.
I know, but I want classic playing it on a console.
I want to say you could actually play the PS1 games on the PS3, or am I wrong?
No,
you need a separate memory card.
Okay.
You need a PS1 memory card for it.
So I know they phased out PS2 entirely.
Do you? No, the PS3 you could just generate a memory card right there.
Oh wow.
But the thing is, older PS3s could do backwards compatible with the newer. I'm sorry. That was
they phased out the PS2. I think PS1 is still fine.
Yeah, PS1's fine, but the PS2 they phased out completely on.
Which pissed me off.
So wait, you can still play PS1 games on the PS3?
Yes, you can still play. Yes.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't know that. I'm excited now.
You can do that. No, because I kept playing Mega Man X6.
Nice.
Yeah, they just completely phased out PS2 games on the PS3 since when PS3 came out, they were still releasing PS2 games.
Yeah.
And so they didn't want to have it at, you could just buy the PS2 games cheaper and play them on your PS3. Mm-hmm. So that's why they just completely blocked it off.
At the same time, I think it might also be a monetary standpoint because, a lot of the PlayStation 2 discs were different from the other discs.
Yeah, that's true.
And you'd have to have a whole different laser setup.
Yep.
Okay, hopefully I get all these
looks
open
like they might have solved that problem.
Now we're going to move on to games.
Okay.
Yay! I know that's what Steven's excited for.
Yeah, I would almost say...
Really? Just don't spoil anything. I want to get all
yet. I don't want to know yet. You have to say them out loud.
Really?
Let Aaron read them.
Well,
I hope we don't ruin the series.
If we could move that over here, then we can
have
Gary and I read some.
No, fuck you.
You guys want to read some?
I think we should read
over
some.
there.
Okay.
Okay, you're monopolizing.
Every tab from the 4th over
Okay.
should be a new one.
Is there
Okay.
something
A
you
new
saw that
game?
you don't
It should
like,
be a new
Steve?
game.
Here.
What?
We'll just,
A new game?
All
Here,
of it's going to be
we can just do it this way.
here, we'll just switch seats if you want.
Nah, that's going to confuse the audience. Fuck that.
We can just hand it. Yeah.
Just don't go too far because I don't know how far that cord's going to go.
Okay. Hold on.
There.
And we'll get the blue. Okay. You got it?
We'll
Okay.
get the little ball.
The little ball. Okay.
Gary's projecting pretty well, so I don't need to keep it too close to him.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Did you want to start?
I'm not excited.
I don't know.
Game.
What is this? Hold on.
Okay, Mike, tell us what some of the PlayStation 4 games are going to be.
Well, all right.
first.
I'll start off. Apparently, Sony shows off the Unreal Engine 4 during the PS4 event.
So tell me, what's the Unreal Engine, Mike, for those who don't know anything about games?
The Unreal Engine is just a game engine that a lot of games use.
What are some of the best-known games on it?
Unreal. I mean, it's the Unreal Engine for a reason.
Is Gears of War possibly one of the games that use it?
It possibly,
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
exactly. It might be.
I want to say Gears of War actually does use it.
It does.
Alright, but yeah, they showed it running in real time on prototype hardware today at the PS4 event. Using GPU accelerated systems, they were able to show off a demo running on the GPU and not the CPU. Okay, that's kind of interesting. It'll feature an easy conversion path from the PC world with 8 cores. You already read this, man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
I
says that.
read it on a different article, so I didn't know if it was going to be the same
okay.
one or not.
And it'll access common network GDDR5 memory.
Nice.
I think it's with the
I
4th
think
tab.
that's
No.
that one. Yeah.
Well, don't
should go
spoil
here.
anything. I want to see how far they get. You can
Okay.
close tabs as you read them too,
Okay.
just to keep it clean.
Alright, I'm also. Oh, wow, that art reminds me a lot of Up.
Up's a good movie.
Yeah. I'm not a very big PlayStation gamer, so if this like goes over my head, just guys, you just need to step in and just pick this up for me, okay? 'Cause
It's
and
like-
also you can slap me, that's also an option. so-
I'm sure the audience would love us to slap you.
Yeah. Just. Alright, go ahead and start this off.
Okay, I'll do this one. Looks like it's called Knack, and it'll involve robots against goblins.
Yay!
Nice.
So during this live stream this evening, that
2
we're
hours
recording
ago.
this,
2 or 3 hours ago.
it was the first title that's new. So it's a colorful action romp, and you're pitting humanity against goblins. And Knack is a growing, evolving robot created to fight the goblins. And yeah, so you're fighting alongside the military might of humanity.
Nice.
Nice.
And you can change shape, become a massive hulking creature, and turn invisible.
Invisiblist.
Fight humans as well as goblins, so you're not being exactly racist.
Nice.
And yeah, so it sounds pretty nice, and
Nice.
and it's exclusive to PS4, but it can be accessed by the Vita through remote play.
Nice.
Exciting.
So, like we mentioned earlier, the PS Vita seems to be able to do that, which is
Yes.
Yep.
gonna be cool.
Trying to bring the Vita over just like they do.
So what do we have here?
Alright, looks like we have Killzone Shadowfall, and that is... Okay, so hold on, let me read the description here. Killzone Shadowfall, it was announced by Guerrilla Games, advances the story to a Berlin-inspired setting, separating 2 rival factions on planet Vecta by a gigantic wall. Do you guys know anything about this game
No.
series? Because if you do, you should. They'll probably some people will be
Steven, step in,
watching,
save him, save him.
Well,
and they'll be
but
like,
before
"Grr,
this
this guy
anything-
doesn't know what he's talking
I
about."
only know a little bit about the Killzone series, and most of that is only from Killzone 2.
It's fun.
Because I saw the trailer for that, and I'm like, that looks awesome. And the trailer for 3 looked awesome. And I'm just saying the trailers looked awesome. I don't know about the game. I've never seen
yeah,
the game.
Kill- itself is awesome.
Killzone's one of those series I've looked at, and I'm like, I don't really care.
Okay.
It's like Call of Duty or
Yeah,
Halo. I just
no.
don't have an interest in it.
Hey, I buy Halo games for the storyline. I like the story a lot more than I like the multiplayer. But that's just because I've been with Halo since Halo 1. So
Yeah. I did like Halo 1 the best.
yeah, Halo 1 was fantastic.
I've played 1, 2,
and
and
also,
3. And
I think just 1, 2, and 3 they hit such a good stride, and then they were like, we're gonna make all this poop, and then
Do you so you think 4 kind of just isn't good then?
you know what? I liked 4. I didn't immerse me enough as Halo 3. I feel like Halo 3, I was just like, what's going on? This is awesome. And then Halo 4, I'm like, all right, this is pretty streamlined. It was cool, and like the end, there was like a kind of a big twist, but not in the same way that Halo 3 made it for me. I know, yeah. But
So do you want to give us any
background
background
on
Killzone?
Sorry, yeah,
Tell us all the stuff about Killzone that we don't care or know about.
Not all of it, just some
No,
background.
everything.
If you know anything
What do you
about
do?
it.
If you know anything.
So I'm assuming you kill something, right?
There's
There's a zone. I'm assuming there's a zone in which you kill something.
Wait.
You know, before we
Let me
go
ask you
further...
this. Could it be a zone that is fraught with danger?
that zone, that just reminds me of the Stalker games.
I don't know, what are the Stalker games? Sorry.
It's an acronym.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly what it stands for, but that's not the point. The point is, it's just like, it's an awesome kind of free-roaming game, and there's a story. You're trying to...
It's like, okay, fine, fuck you.
Essentially, you wake up with amnesia, and your PDA just says to kill Strelok.
I'm going to use my powers of the podcast host to say, shut the fuck up, let him talk.
He can talk later. I'm talking about Stalker.
No.
I'm sending the boy. I'm sending everything over here.
Steven, tell us how
It's okay now.
It has a zone, doesn't it?
It's a zone where you kill people. I mean, all right, good. We're getting that.
Changes.
No. You guys pretty much covered it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, there's a zone where you kill people?
Yeah.
That's legitimately.
Wow.
Oh, I hit it on the
There's more
head.
than one zone, though.
Oh.
Whoa.
That's why they call it kill zone, not kill zones.
What a twist.
Alright, so let's tell some of the new things that are in this game, Gary.
Okay, alright. Alright, so the description says it's a very, it says, a very gorgeous trailer set up the PS4 exclusive shooter. The return of Vecta calls for blue skies, lovely waters, and lots of color. Footage gives us a look at the verdant planet before his city explodes. As chaos is sown, cloaked Hellion assassins make their appearance. Then there's lots of shooting. Also, Dishonored-style knife assassinations. If we're not being gearboxed, this looks incredible. Lots of destruction in the environment, fires raging, heavy-duty action, climbing a rope, trailing from an airborne vehicle. Wow. It looks almost as good as Killzone 2 trailer from E3 2005.
I did mention trailers looked great.
Yeah. So the trailer ends with a pullback shot of the aforementioned wall, revealing a familiar Vecta on one side and a twisted Helgen subversion on the other. And then he says, "I got a kills boner." So.
I was expecting you to just continue reading. I just got a kills boner.
He got a kills boner. I got it.
I got a boner kill.
I just got a kills boner. All right, let's go.
Kills.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Ooh,
This is
we
fun
have
so far.
a couple more cool games I've seen up here. I
let's
only
see.
am looking some of these.
Yeah, there's a lot of tabs he's in.
Yeah.
I see that one.
Oh, look, there's a 404 right there.
Oh.
I
Might have to fix that.
Well,
one.
we'll have to
It's a
go
good
over that
advance
one.
in the games. Just in
All right,
case.
so Evolution Studios announces Drive Club for the PS4.
What's
Skip.
Drive Club, Michael?
Skip it.
It's
No, I want to
it's
know.
a new team-based driving game.
Fuck
It's
that.
the game Evolution Studios has always wanted to make.
Question.
Says Matt Southern, director of Evolution.
If it's not Mario
Question.
Kart, fuck it.
It's
By
a
team
club.
driving, do you mean two people in one car with one guy throwing the shells
I
back,
don't
or do you
know
mean
yet.
like two cars working together? To
If
win
it's
the
not
thing?
that, then we should just move on.
Yeah.
Let's see. It was trademarked. They've waited a long time. There's a club mechanic. You experience what it's like to get in a new car. Experience with your friends. Something on your smartphone. Sounds crappy.
All right.
Sounds crappy. Let's move on.
Because all I see is like people in a car driving.
It needs more. It
So
needs.
basically, go ahead. Sorry.
It needs less crappiness, more excite truck. Let's
Yes.
just
There
go
we
there.
go.
Yeah.
It's a club where you drive. Cool. All right.
All right.
So
Stat-
is it like
static-
Fight Club except without the fighting?
Yeah, but you drive.
Okay. Can
Yeah.
we talk about this club?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like the number one rule is don't talk about
Any
Drive
club.
right?
Yeah, don't
Don't talk about any club.
Don't talk about
at
any
all.
club.
Don't ever talk about clubs.
Don't even
I mean,
talk-
what are we talking about? Not clubs, obviously.
Don't even talk about the Seal Club.
Yeah. Okay. Blows the Witness will be a timed exclusive on the. I don't know. Okay. All right. That's the producer. Blows. Hashtag The Witness will be a timed exclusive on the PS4. Okay. All right. So apparently Sony is wanting the PlayStation 4 to drown in indie titles, and with this in mind, they are letting indie developers self-publish on PSN. All right, guys, this is them talking, not me. I don't have any bias or stance on any of indie titles. I actually really do like indie
We love
games.
indie titles.
I love indie
Go
games.
indie.
I
So,
have to
yeah.
say, they're not going to be as awash in them.
I mean, like,
as the computer is, as the PC.
Well, I mean, I love indie titles, Limbo, Bastion, all that stuff, all great stuff.
Oh yeah. But to emphasize this, Braid designer Jonathan Blow was brought on stage to show off his gorgeous open-world puzzler, The Witness. After 3 years of development, Blow revealed that the next title will be a timed exclusive on the PS4. And then it has a bunch of pictures, and then that's pretty much it.
We'll put some of the pictures in the...
I don't know if it looks any good from these pictures.
Yeah,
does it say what kind of game it is?
This is
it's a puzzle game.
Okay. It's a puzzle game.
Open world puzzle.
Some of these, some of this artwork looks pretty great though.
Yeah.
No, this is it.
I see some round objects.
Yeah, there's a bunch of... there's some puzzles here. That's trippy as hell.
We'll put some of these pictures in the picture.
We'll put some of these, hopefully we can remember which ones they are, so
I'll be sure to find the link.
Okay,
we could just leave this tab open.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I edit on the other computer, so...
Okay. Oh, yeah, I kind of like this art. This 3D art looks really great. It's nice and colorful. I really like colorful scenery. Oh, that's great.
I like games that make a better use of color because if it's just a bunch of brown, gray, black, it's just like
that.
But I mean,
that's orange.
But good cell shaded games, those are the best.
I love honestly, cell shading, my favorite type of games. But I am a JSRF guy, so. Did you guys ever play Jet Set Radio Future?
Yes.
Oh my god!
It's my
favorite game ever! Okay, but enough of that. I will calm down now, and we'll move on to our next game.
No!
What is it, Steven?
I'm not...
We're going back to Blows the
God damn it! No, this is gonna so ruin the series.
Alright, Steven.
This one? Are you talking about this one?
Yes.
I'm like,
Tell me that. What's going to make Steven sad?
Alright, go ahead. Announce it.
Infamous Second Son.
Yeah!
Fucking hell. That's so gonna ruin the goddamn series.
Okay, Steven.
Didn't he die in the last game?
He did!
He died!
Hey, think of this.
Guys.
In Mass Effect 2... Well, okay, actually it was the beginning of Mass Effect 3 he died.
Please tell me, because I've never played an Infamous game, why is this going to ruin the series?
Because the main character dies. He's the only one with electric powers and shit. And it's like, are they really going to pass it off? Like, he has to kill his future self. Yes.
In this he does?
In Infamous 2, he killed his future self.
Okay.
What the fuck on that one? But why?
Hey.
He should be done with
let me ask you this then. I know there's two different endings, so because there's a good evil, there's a good and an evil.
Good evil.
So tell me, which ending do you think they're going from this?
Probably the bad.
Well, hey, what you said, you have to kill your future self. Maybe what this game is your future self before you killed him.
Fuck that.
And this is why time travel is stupid unless you're in Back to the Future.
See, I like time travel because it's confusing as hell.
God.
And you have to think about it.
Why don't you go suck Doctor Who's dick, okay?
All right.
He's dead, okay? He's that old.
There's 8 Doctor Who's, come on.
Alright,
It's 13 generations.
All I saw was the title.
There's 11 Doctor Who's.
Just read it. What is it going to
Let's
be
get some
about?
juicy details.
Alright, following what could only be characterized as a downer moment during Sony's live presentation today where Sucker Punch's Nate Fox reminded everyone that Big Brother is watching us, we have been shown the first footage of the next installment of the infamous series Second Son.
Talk about Sucker Punch.
Exclusive to PlayStation 4, few details were revealed, but we were shown some brief footage of what appears to be a Seattle-inspired city under lockdown, what we can only assume are new conduits getting to some mischief. So where's Cole? Can't help but think the new title is suggesting we may have a new character.
That wouldn't be bad if they gave him different powers. Because I could be okay with that.
Conrad Zimmerman's curiosity is piqued.
It says it's peaked right there.
Yeah, it says
line.
my curiosity is piqued.
My curiosity is peaked.
And it was Conrad Zimmerman who wrote it.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that Conrad Zimmerman's curiosity has been piqued.
Yeah. I bet Stevens is too. I think he's really looking forward to this.
I'm gonna get a drink. Anyone else want anything while I'm up?
Yes.
I am. I am out.
Okay.
Shut up,
Yes,
Bob.
please.
That shit.
There's Captain Morgan.
Pay
Right.
extra.
I like,
Give me some
I like
DP.
this one.
I love me some DP.
Do you know what
cherry.
this is?
There is,
Oh, you
there
gotta
is
go
no
with cherry.
DP in there.
There's DP cherry. I see it.
Mike, do you want anything?
I still have my Pib Extra.
I don't know if that's.
I'm gonna
like,
need
that's
another
cherry.
one.
Okay.
Hey.
You know what? I'm gonna go for a Pepsi. Why not?
Hey,
Pepsi, what's wrong with
he
you?
needs Pib Extra.
I got that already.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was gonna say he's been mentioning it like 80 times.
I heard.
This guy's got my back.
I heard him the first time. I heard him the first time.
All right.
Hooah! Got this. All right, I'm gonna wait for a little while so that doesn't fizz up.
I like the title of this one.
Pop this chair.
Now, does anybody know anything about this game before, so that I don't go into it
what
knowing
game is it?
anymore? It's called Quantic Dream.
I thought Quantic Dream was a developer.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
I think they're the same guys who made Heavy Rain.
Ugly. It says Quantic Dream using PS4 to advance Ugly Man technology.
I like the name of that.
Yeah, I think that was Heavy Rain.
Okay.
Yeah,
was it
Quantic
Heavy
Dream-
Rain?
Yeah, they made
I
Heavy
love
Rain and
Heavy
Indigo
Rain.
Prophecy.
Yeah.
And actually, the guy in charge of it, I think David Cage, was recently
Yep.
at what is it called? Some big event where they
Ugly.
announced
Yeah.
it, whatever.
Here, let me just read the description to you then. David Cage is taken to the stage tonight to suggest that emotion in games begins and ends with the graphics, proving his point with a really ugly old man head. Who needs a good script when you have the sad eyes of a near-dead warlock? Not Quantic Dream. Measuring emotional storytelling in terms of nothing but facial polygons, Cage unveiled this hideous old man head. Proof is in the pudding, or in this face, the wrinkly visage of a potential pederast. This is basically Cage's problem, typified. It's all about the surface level and not the actual depth he claims to want. Still, PS4 bitches. Alright, and so that's pretty much all it had. I think it's just him talking about how his graphics in the upcoming games tell a lot more of the story than he's trying to argue that it has like a lot
lot more emotional depth. Yeah.
I can see it being an emotional phase.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that David Cage made a lot of said a lot of things in the past month or so that have kind of annoyed me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like there was a recent conference that he and some other guy were at, and I was just watching this game Overbites thing, which is Movie Bob's game, like video game rant and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he was talking about what they were saying, and in that speech he was talking about how the audience for games has been expanding, and they essentially said, I don't think they meant to say it this way, but it came off like this, where we should abandon the whole geek audience we had the foundation with for gaming and move on to new audiences, older people and just all that kind of stuff. And it seems like they're a very arrogant, stupid thing to say, because alienating your current audience, the guys who built you up the way you are now, never really a good idea. And then with this saying how graphics are where it's at, I have never thought that, because I've seen great games like Minecraft, for example. There are some amazing games, and the graphics aren't needed to make them good. To me, it's all about gameplay and narrative. That's all it really is.
The thing is, this isn't saying anything about the graphics or everything to the game. It's just
but he's
saying...
making it sound like it is.
No.
Or he's implying it's more necessary.
All this was saying is that in conveying the emotion of a character, that the graphics are important. Which I agree with, because you do need better graphics for someone to show emotion. Because if you go back to old games where it's supposed to be emotional, and you just look at the characters' faces as they're saying these things, no level of voice acting is going to get over the fact that the guy's face is just perfectly straight.
I wouldn't go that far, because, for example, in Walking Dead, you could see some very expressive, emotional stuff going on there.
Which the
graphics aren't that great. It's cel-shaded.
It's a different style of graphics, though. Like, this is going with a more realistic
realism on it. But I think I would agree with this in a very cutscene type of standpoint. Like, coming at it from that angle, cutscenes. Like, when you're not playing the game, you're watching the story occur.
Yes,
I think it's definitely a necessity for cutscenes.
That, or in something like Skyrim.
Yeah.
Where you could just have the people have this great graphics. And
I guess I can see your point there, because I know that David Cage and Quantic Dream are very cutscene heavy focused, so I guess I kind of see where you're coming from on that.
Heavy Rain just
Well, it's just a quick time event game.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all it was.
Yeah. But,
Metal Gear Solid the movie.
Sean!
Jason!
Okay.
Yeah, this is Capcom, Steve.
Capcom! Ruined everything except Mega Man!
What the fuck's Mega Man?
Every time they release, they release two parallels. It's one Mega Man game and another Capcom game, hoping that they come out.
What's happened more recently is Resident Evil. They essentially killed it, or they're trying to kill it. What's another one they've been releasing a lot recently? Because I know they haven't touched Mega Man in years.
Yeah, it's so sad.
I want to say it's Street Fighter. They've also been doing a lot of.
Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat hasn't come out.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's someone else, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so Capcom debuts a new engine and new PS4 game, Deep Down.
What? No Mega Man?
No.
Dang it, Mega Man.
Yoshinori Ono spoke today at the PlayStation 4 event, live in New York. That's news for me. I didn't know it was live in New York.
It was live in New York, by the way.
Yeah, and highlighted...
Wait, I heard it was live in New York. Is that a thing?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
I think I heard that somewhere. He was there and highlighted Capcom's history with PlayStation consoles, explaining how Sony allowed them to blossom with titles like Devil May Cry.
Wait, are we talking DMC Devil May Cry?
No, it says Devil May Cry.
Okay, so the official one.
Onimusha, which I admit I played the 3rd and 4th, those are pretty good games. Street Fighter, Resident Evil, and Monster Hunter.
My phone's still on.
God damn, Aaron.
My bad.
But the real bombshell was a brand new engine built for the PlayStation 4 by Capcom, codenamed Phanta Ray. I think I've heard something like that before. A brand new IP with the working title Deep Down was shown in what seems to be a medieval setting not unlike Dragon's Dogma or Dark/Demon's Souls. Which I gotta say, Dark Souls was pretty damn good. In addition to some action-oriented gameplay, the trailer showed off some of the social functions of the game, including a cry for help in-game using the PlayStation 4's UI. Whatever this game turns out to be, the guy who wrote this is there. I think his name was like John
Malkovich?
Chris Carter.
Chris Carter.
Chris Carter.
I mean,
easily confused.
See this guy? He totally looks like a Chris or a John.
Yep. No, you saw the Carter at the end.
Like
it was John Carter.
He was channeling Inner Master Chief. John.
So yeah, new Capcom game looks all right. I mean, sounds. I guess I don't know anything about it. I'm just spouting shit.
Oh no.
What's this?
It's a tree?
Oh no.
I can't read it from here. What is it?
Media Molecule realizing PlayStation Move's potential.
No!
I
thought we stopped supporting this.
I thought we were done with this. Alright, okay, so I'm going to read the article for you. Taking creative gaming to the next level. Media Molecule has took the stage at Sony PlayStation's 4 event and revealed their next project that will help players cut through the crap, sweep away the techie mess, and put players in the designer's chair. After 2 years of research in a variety of fields, the developer is endeavoring to realize the full potential of the PlayStation Move. Yeah. Okay.
Steven's dying over here.
I know. I'm trying to just hold on and read this. Okay, hold on. Let me get through it and then we can all cry. Media Molecule wants to give players the tools to bring their dreams to life. To do this, they've created some impressive software to allow players to harness the motion controller to assemble their thoughts and ideas into levels and stories with a flick of a wrist. So apparently you can just create levels.
It's all gonna be
it's all the entire level is just
you can create the stuff and be like, this guy will move here, and it'll be like...
And he falls off the screen and dies. Alright.
Then the game just crashes and it's all done.
Yep. The video demonstration shows off players using the move to sculpt scenery and record the movement of off-screen characters. On-screen characters. Hopefully it works better because it looks incredibly... He says hopefully it works because it looks incredibly impressive. I don't know. It's kind of... I'm like... I see, they could try something really... They have potential, but, then again, it's the PlayStation Move. And then
it's all going to be a bunch of penises on there.
Here's how I look at it. After the game, Steel Battalion that came out for the Kinect, what was it, last year? I just have a lot of trouble seeing motion controls being a thing that's feasible.
I think they would be feasible, it's just the technology they put into the Kinect wasn't good enough to accurately capture
Well, on top of that, I don't think the developers have a firm idea of how to really make it work the way they want it to.
I think Steel Battalion, they had the idea, and maybe the software, the coding would work, but maybe it was the Kinect itself that couldn't handle the precise movements needed.
Maybe, but I want to say it was a little bit of both were at fault, just because it seems simple that way.
I feel like when it comes to movement capture, there's just something so visceral and just needed to just sit with a controller. That's something you can just hold in your hand without having to move yourself like this. When I sit down and play a video game, I want to be focused on what's happening on screen rather than having to know, okay, I have to move here to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's why, I'm going to sound biased, but that's why I want to say Nintendo had the best motion controls down, because the controller was always there, and the motion controls were never that over the top. They were all
Agreed.
fairly simple, just small flicks at most.
Yeah.
Kept it really
jacking
simple.
off. You know?
Shaking the can.
Shaking.
Get it right.
Shaking the
Shaking
can.
the can.
And it depresses me how a lot of developers will go like over the top to try to make them do weird things. It's like, no. Follow Nintendo's example. Like, for example, in the new Super Mario Bros. Wii U, the only motion controls you have is you shake the controller and Mario or Luigi, whoever, jumps a smidge higher. How hard is that to get? You shake the controller and the little man jumps higher.
Yeah. I think the best example I can give about this one is I was in the Mall of America over last New Year's, and I was trying out some stuff on the Kinect. And what happens is they had this game in there, and what you would do is you would like try to divide these blocks. You would have this platform, and like it was a green block. You moved it to this side. You have a blue block. Move to that side. Easy peasy. But the problem was you had to hold your hands up like this to move the thing, and it was really frustrating because I'm like, why can't I just like press the control this way, press the control that? I mean, it's like a joystick.
Or just like maybe move your hands.
Yeah, it's like, I could go like this, but no, I actually have to hold it up. And I also played another game, actually a very, very fun game, but it's something that you would have to do, with a group of people. It's called Nat Geo, and it's like National Geographic made it, and it's just a bunch of you stand here, and they put a bear face over your face, and they put bear claws over your hands, and you just literally swipe at stuff the entire time. And it's fun for like those couple seconds, but once you get exhausted, it's just like, where is the play value on this? It's very difficult to continue. Personally, I like to sit down and play video games for extended amounts of time.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
So
whenever I get the chance to, yeah.
I'll sit down and I'll play video games for a long time. I can't do this for 4 hours. I can't do that.
But we're not energetic little puppies. We have to have like a button.
Yeah, I can jam on a button for 4 hours. I can do that.
Yeah.
I can click my mouse for 4 hours. I can't do this for 4 hours.
If you did that for 4 hours, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
Well, that or you would just not want to live.
Yeah.
I remember doing that.
We would be dead.
Yeah. I remember doing it at the Mall of America. They had the little Kinect stand show and everything.
Yeah.
And I actually played the Star Wars game that they had.
Yep.
I hated it.
Was it the Force Unleashed one?
Yeah. No, it wasn't the Force Unleashed.
I don't think Force Unleashed had the motion controls except for the Wii version.
Okay,
it was just like Star Wars Kinect or some shit like that. Like, I don't know. I played it and they gave me free points and like a 3-month subscription free. So I was like, all right, I'll take it.
Cool. I can do that.
I spent 10 minutes and got like 1,600 points and a 3-month subscription. I was like, done.
I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they paid me to do Kinect games like that all the time, yeah, I would see the benefit. But
I did see this one video that talked about the Kinect in an interesting way, where you guys know what the Uncanny Valley is, right?
Dude.
What?
You're referencing Movie Bob again.
No, there's actually something different. Extra credits.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, same thing, same dude.
No, it's not. Completely different thing. Anyway, so
same dude.
Okay, do you know what the Uncanny Valley is?
Yeah.
Okay, well, explain it for other people.
Well, I know what it is. I'm not going to explain it because I don't remember how to explain it.
Okay, well, pretty much for those who don't know, it applies to mostly robots, or robot theory, where the more human-like something is, the more endearing it is from like just being a regular machine to more human-like. But go too far, and then it ends up being like scary, weird, like just uncanny. You just can't accept it, and something's wrong with it. But then if you add more human-like traits to it, eventually then it becomes so human. It's like, oh hey, no big deal.
Yeah.
And this one group, Extra Credits, who does this series of videos, they were talking about how the Kinect is essentially the Uncanny Valley for like video game controls, where it's the closest you're going to get to actually just being in the game. But your body still has this weird disconnect where it's like it knows it's not really in the game, so it creates this just weird feeling of this doesn't feel right kind of deal.
There's actually this it was like a I can't remember what it's called, but it was a 3D immersion.
Oculus Rift.
Oculus Rift. Yep. Yes, that's what it's called.
I love how I knew it right away.
It was I watched it on this show called Tested on YouTube, but it was so cool in the effect where like you actually would put it on and it had 2 screens, all right, and then it would give you tilt and roll with with everything you were looking at, which is something that no video game has.
Oh, so I'm not the only one with my phone.
That was good timing, actually.
Fuck yeah! Oh, fuck yeah! But it's really cool. Like, I mean, no video games have like the tilt that could have, and it really gives you that immersion that you want. And I think that would be like actually going, like you were talking about, there's like something where there's something missing, but adding more human elements to robots would be as to
add more,
the
like,
Oculus Rift would be to game immersion. Yeah. But they still use the controller, so they understand what to do. So
I agree with what you said earlier about the controller. You just like to sit there, and you're focused on the game, and you're familiar with the controller, so you're not paying attention to anything else. And that's about as close as you can get to actually feeling like you're in the game and playing it.
Even with like Duck Hunt, like old school Duck Hunt, like you could sit on the couch and just go. Poof, poof. It's not like I'm going, okay, now I have to reload. Okay, reload again.
Reload every bullet. Find my clip.
Where's your clip? Oh, you got to go to your back pocket. Okay, now I can shoot again. No, you can just sit there. It's not that hard.
Another fine example of what you were just talking about there, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption for the Wii. I mean, all it really is just point, shoot. You just have other buttons to do the reloading or the switching of like beams and whatnot. Perfect system right there.
See, the only with also with Mario Galaxy, those games, like when you use the controllers to pick up the star bits, like that was like almost the only amount of like motion.
Well, that was shaking the controller to spin.
Yeah. Really, that was all that it needed, and that was all that I needed. You know, it was plenty of motion control and
motion controls, touchscreen controls. Keep it simple. You make the game way more immersive and fun.
Simplicity is, I think, what would really sell motion. But I'm sorry, we're getting off track. Let's go back
to PS4.
PS4. All right. So the next one, I got the last one. Do you want to do this one?
Sure.
This is pretty exciting.
Oh my god,
this one's pretty exciting.
All right. Square Enix confirms new Final Fantasy game for PS4, and that's all they did.
That's literally. It literally says, and that's literally all Square Enix did.
Be excited for E3, said the publisher.
And that's it.
That's just like what they do. That's just like they do with Smash Bros. Like, it's another one coming. That's all we're gonna say.
Honestly, I like this. I would like if they didn't really reveal anything until they were almost ready for it to come out.
Yeah.
Because then instead of people getting all hyped up about what might be in the game, or having the publisher say this is going to be there, and then they have to change it.
See, you say that, but people are still going to get hyped up about it, and there's
there's
still going to be a large amount of the audience that will be disappointed no matter what they do.
But this way, there will be less, and they won't have as much of a reason. I know it's the internet; you don't need a reason. But this way, they can't be like, "Oh, you promised this and didn't do it." This way, say they already have the game completed, and they're like, "Here's the game. Here's trailers. It's going to be released like this." I mean, I would rather games did that instead of saying what they're trying to do, and then people get angry because it's not in the game.
I would say I'm not opposed to them saying what's going to be in it, but I'd rather wait till they actually say, this is going to be in it, we've already got this implemented, or it's just about ready to be implemented.
Yeah, I would, I think I would like that, but then, have you guys heard of this new thing? Bungie's trying to come off of
Destiny?
This stunt that with Halos being ripped out of them. So, they're going with Destiny now, and they're boycotting. They boycotted id. I think they actually released a little bit of information not too recently ago about Destiny, but they boycotted press from their game for a while, and so I think I would still like to have a little bit of press, so I understand what the game is doing. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that they should just do their own thing and not have to like
a few details just to kind of give you an idea what the game's going to be about, either story-wise or gameplay-wise, especially if it's a new IP. That'd be nice, because then it's like I know what my money's going to be going into, so that way I don't have to wait for the review and then be late on the pre-order. If I want to pre-order, it's like, okay, I know it's a action game that does this and takes place in space. That sounds fun. I'm going to do it. Something like that,
Yeah, like if they just, said,
or maybe with the unique feature that makes this game stand out from other games in its own genre, just that way I know if it's worth it.
Like they're just trying really hard to do this so that it's special from all these other things.
Yeah, just something for me to go on.
So apparently that last post lied.
Yep, yeah.
Take it away, Gary.
Okay. Also, Square Enix shows the Luminous engine at the Sony event as well. During Sony's announcement event for the PS4, Square Enix announced that their Luminous engine would be powering games on the PS4. They followed this by playing the same gameplay demo shown at E3 last year, and that can be seen above when you go to this article if we have the links.
We'll put links.
Links in there. Okay, so that and then and so apparently they wanted to reassure us and possibly investors that their hot new stuff is going to work on their hot new hardware. Is a question mark right there? I don't know why.
So apparently, wait. I guess this Zimmerman guy's just wondering, but he needs to learn to write better.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it's just speculation at this point. Like, they're saying these awesome things, and we're all looking forward to it, sure, but none of us are really 100% sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know for like the past couple weeks they've been like having these fake releases of just like all the different controls that might be for it, and I just laughed at all of them because they look so dumb.
Yep.
But I was hoping the toaster, one I saw, would be the next PS4.
iPhone 6 implant chip in hand. Now it just comes up right there.
Oh man,
I would love that. I would get it then.
Yeah.
As long as they keep the chips out of my head, I'm fine with that.
Dude, I would get chips in my head as long as like they're not gonna take over my brain.
There was this one guy I saw. Okay, Shark Tank. You guys ever seen this show? It's like a bunch of high roller investors, and they like people come in and pitch ideas to them, and if they like it, then they like buy stock in their company and they support them in like expanding. This one guy came in and he's like, yeah, we're gonna do this thing where it's like a Bluetooth, but it's an implant in your ear. And so they were like, that's terrifying. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
you know,
I would love that.
You know, I mean, I'd be like, I don't have to pick up my phone. I could just smack my ear. You know? I don't know how exactly it would work, but I mean, like, assuming like you could like grab your earlobe and just press on your earlobe to answer a call.
Yeah,
like dude.
I would hope it's not like actually in your head or like it's in just like some soft part, maybe actually on your ear.
Yeah.
Because if it was like in your head, I don't think I'd like that.
It's not back here. It's like an ear piercing. It just goes.
Yeah,
it pierces
I would
into
like
your
that.
ear, just like right. I can't go up to the camera and show it, but like right next to your earlobe, just right here. That's where they said they would implant it, and then it was just like, oh, that's kind of cool, and everybody there was like freaking out, just like, oh my god, that's terrifying. But I don't know, man. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But all right, we've gone off on another tangent. I'm sorry.
Is that the end of the PS4 stuff? I think.
Okay, actually, that was the last one.
All right,
software.
PS4 stuff, all done. I think.
Okay,
so
cool.
let's
continue the tangent then. Yeah.
I remember a while back, actually, like multiple years ago, there was actually this scientist doing stuff on cybernetics, I guess. Okay. It was pretty much like integrating his house and like automatic systems with being able to like sense him, well, and his wife, and it was pretty much he had this chip implanted in his arm, which pretty much his house would be able to know where he's at in it.
So like a smart house almost.
So he could like walk up to doors, they would open, the lights would turn on or off wherever he was. It's cool. Yeah, it was cool.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like a smart house.
And from there, he was actually trying to get it. He was trying to get telepathy, actually, like through that, because he had one in his wife and.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, I mean
that's really cool.
Having that, just with your house and like. That's pretty cool.
That would suck for guests if they tried to come in and they were like, how does this door open? And then he's like, oh, hold on, I got it. And he just like opens it. They're like, whoa. Just claps. Yeah.
No, he doesn't even clap.
He doesn't even need to clap, he's just like, using the force. He's just like,
just some gang whip, just like, and the door just goes, foop.
And that's how he picks up the ladies. He picks up the ladies. He's just like, hey, look at this. And they're like, I want to have your babies.
If only they knew that would work, I would totally go for that.
Have you seen DBZ Abridged?
Popo.
Goku, if you do not kill me, I will buy you a large pizza.
Oh, 2 pizzas.
2 pizzas.
With stuffed crust.
With stuffed crust. Kinkai. Goku, no.
Stuffed crust.
But stuffed crust, Kinkai.
Have you seen the beginning of the newest season yet? Season 3?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
We'll have to show him.
Okay. All right.
So good.
So that pretty much wraps up the PS4 info.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that a bit.
Definitely.
I'm hoping they'll have Microsoft with the 720.
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope they tell us more about this infamous second son.
Fuck that. Well, I feel like it could be either a really good or it could be really bad.
The game will truly be infamous, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be just like with the Gears of War series, too. They just... It's enough's enough with the Gears of War series.
Yeah.
I think they need to... I think Xbox needs to find some new IPs they can mess around with. Like, it's done Halo to death. It's getting near the end, if not already done with Gears of War. Let's do something different.
Because they're making a fucking prequel game.
Like, you know, I played Gears of War 1, and I felt that was good. That it didn't need any more, any less. It was good.
And this is coming from a guy who plays a bunch of the old Nintendo games still. So, I mean... I know it's hypocritical when you say, but I think certain series do have a certain time before they go out. Like I think Mario,
do, like Sonic.
Shut up. I love Sonic. I think, for example, Mario, it got old after a while. Like I'm not opposed to them doing new games every now and then, but I mean, in the past couple of years, they've had like 1 billion new Mario games like every fucking year.
Yeah.
And they never give any love to Star Fox. I miss Star Fox.
I miss Star Fox.
They never give any love to F-Zero. I fucking love F-Zero.
Even like crappy Star Fox games, I wish they would just make more. Like give me an option so I can at least pick one that was good. You know what I mean?
Like Star Fox Command was terrible, but Assault, I like that one. 64, I like that one. Even in Star Fox Adventures, for as shitty as Zelda ripoff as it was, I had fun with that.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Also, I had something I was going to say. Also, I hate it when video games go and they take... Okay, so I'm going to go back to Halo again. I'm so sorry, guys.
No problem.
That's all right. I love Halo 1.
The problem that I see with so many video games these days is they start out and they have these great storylines, but then they try to break in the multiplayer market, and they lose all the potency with the storyline that they have.
That's sort of what happened with Spec Ops, actually. Like, I know the storyline that was really good.
Yeah.
But they had to but the publisher asked them to shoehorn in a multiplayer. And if you ask anyone who's played it, they will say it is a crappy multiplayer.
I've never
and
played it.
They shouldn't have put it in there. They should have put all those resources towards some single player.
Yep.
And I agree with that completely.
I didn't even bother playing. I played the single player and I was like, this is fantastic. I'm gonna leave it at this, and so that's what I did.
Same here.
Yeah. I completely agree with you on that one. It's just no one's gonna be. You're never going to get everyone happy. If they had like a great single player, then people would be like questioning why didn't you put multiplayer aspect into it, and stuff like that. But if the single player is great, keep it like hell. Co-op, there's your multiplayer there.
I'm going to argue with you on that one. Fear 3 didn't need co-op. It ruined the whole scary thing.
Well,
at least it took away from the scary thing.
Well, yeah. At the same time, you didn't even need the co-op thing. Fear 3 just fucked itself. Because I loved Fear 1. And Fear 2 was great. But Fear 3 is just shit. I played it. I mean, it wasn't the worst game ever, but compared to the first two, it's just like...
It's the same thing that... And you're going to argue with me on this probably, but it's the same thing that makes me wary to jump into Dead Space 3.
I was actually just going to say...
Because the co-op in that makes you think it's not going to be nearly as terrifying.
I love... they took away from the... scary factor when they put it in co-op, but they made it a bit more action-y. Hell, they give you more benefits when you do co-op, because it pretty much goes into Carson's story about how he's getting in touch with the marker stuff only he can see, which makes pretty much great for cooperative. Because I did completely Dead Space 3 with a buddy of mine. He's like, dude, you see all this shit? I was like, what are you talking about? There's a nutcracker right here. What? You're hitting the wall. And it's like, dude, there's birthday cake, streamers, what the fuck's going on? I was like, what the hell?
So in other words, one guy's on acid.
One guy is on acid while Isaac Clarke is just, what? While fucking Carson is just going fucking mad, and how a terrible husband he was. And it's cool because you have co-op optional missions.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in Yahtzee's review, and I just saw that.
It is a fucking good game. The ending, I'm not going to spoil it. If they did a Dead Space 4, it would ruin it. That's what
you're saying. It should just stop.
It ends here.
Are you saying one of the guys is Bruce Willis?
It should end here.
God damn! I shouldn't have said that.
If it ends here, I'll accept that. I can see a side story on this, if it's a DLC campaign.
Or spin-off.
Yeah.
Kind of like a spin-off series of, because in the introduction level, it gives you 200 years before when it all started. If they made a game on that, like a DLC chapter on it, I would appreciate that. Because I love the Dead Space series. I've seen all the movies. I'm starting to read the book, and
I didn't know there was a book to it.
I thought there was a book. Either it's whatever. whatever. It's good. I love it. I love the whole Margaret Ishimura fucking unitology. It's awesome.
All right.
Yes, I'm calling you in the class.
I was going to comment on that actually. I feel like it frustrates me a lot when games, they take this great thing and then they're like, I'm making money off this, I don't give a shit, let's make another game. I wish they would just quit while you're ahead. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's great to have money and stuff, but unless you're going to make a game that is necessary and that advances on something and that is in all legitimacy just good, then don't make it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it should just, like, if you're telling a story, then you should finish your story.
I'm going to argue a little bit on that one. Like, I don't mind if they make a new game in a series, as long as they're experimenting with it or trying to change something to it. Like, for example, I'm going to use Mario versus Sonic for example here.
Okay.
The Mario games, they've, to me, gotten a little stale where they all feel like they're getting to be the same anymore. Mm-hmm. Whereas, I think Steve might agree with this one, at least Sonic games experiment in, like, small ways to try to shake things up. And I'll agree that some of them don't work. I'll be the first to admit it, probably not the last. Like Sonic 2006, for example, terrible ideas. Well, okay, good ideas, poorly implemented. Very poorly implemented.
Well,
but
it's just
then you have games like Sonic Generations, which hits the marks pretty damn well, and instead of putting all the innovation and weird ideas into the main gameplay, they put it into like the side missions. Like, for example, you can use Tails to help you fly around certain obstacles. That'd be cool for like a feature in another game, but I'm glad they experimented with the side mission to kind of see what it'd be like and get some reaction to it. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah, the only game... fuck. Sonic and the Secret Rings was meh.
I didn't like either of the motion control games.
I hated those.
Yeah.
Then fucking Sonic Unleashed.
Half that game was good. The other half was God of War shit. Yeah.
Then fucking Sonic and the Black Knight.
Did they come out with a new Shadow game where he's just like
Hedgehog with
guns?
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah,
it was fun the first time I played it, but then I'm like,
it's dead to me.
I'm done.
It's
I feel like it's different. Like when it comes to things that have like a set storyline from the beginning too. I don't know if like I'm actually not like very ground into like Mario or Sonic, so I couldn't give you a very good perspective on that.
I think you're talking about more like Mass Effect 3, for example, which had a storyline from the get-go.
Yeah, because when it has a storyline from the get-go, you should finish your story. Because it's not like I can say, here's the story of the Three Little Pigs. All right, yeah. So you tell the first pig story, you tell the second pig story, you tell the third pig story.
You're done.
Then there's nothing else. You don't just get to slap on a fourth pig.
Or you get to make the story about the wolf then.
Yeah, I mean
that's kind of cool.
Then they'll be like, oh, now we have this done. You know what? Different perspective. Okay, you know, I mean, that's I like that kind of thing, but you can't just like keep progressing willy nilly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it needs to have some sort of.
I think a good example. Would be Star Wars. They've kept that going for so long, and I liked Star Wars when it was still fun and good, and I was a kid who was naive and stupid. But now that I've gotten older, and then I've seen everything, all the train wrecks, I'm like, I'm tired of it. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing what Disney will do with it now that they've got the rights to the movies.
Agreed.
But I'm still gonna sit back and be like, let's just see how good or bad this gets. It can't be any worse with Lucas with him off of it. Not comfortable with J.J. Abrams, but we'll see.
You know what? I'm actually really I'm excited to see what happens. I'm not saying that it's gonna be good, but I've seen good things come out of Disney recently. I mean,
Wreck-It Ralph,
Tron, Wreck-It Ralph.
Anything Pixar?
The Avengers.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, like
Disney has stepped up their game.
Disney has stepped up their game so well. You know, I'm very excited to see how it turns out, but still, I'm gonna take it in an objective standpoint. So.
I mean, it is Star Wars. It's always good to go in skeptical.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Did you know Topher Grace? I think that's the guy who played
Venom.
Oh yeah, Eric Foreman and Venom. Eric Foreman from That 70s Show and Venom from
the shitty Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, the crappy one. Just in case anybody needs to know, he actually, because he has all this free time when he's not acting, decided to edit the first 3 movies into one movie.
Wait, the prequel movies?
The prequel movies. Okay. Yeah, no, not the good ones. The prequels. He edited the prequels into one movie. First movie was 10 minutes long. Because he was just like, fuck this movie. And he just like sliced Jar Jar out of everything. And he literally took only like 10 minutes of it, compressed everything, and it was just like, this is Anakin, this is Obi-Wan, this is Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn died, and that was it.
Do they have it on YouTube? Because I'm going to check this out.
No, he didn't have the rights to do it, which was really frustrating.
So where do you see this at then?
He had one screening, and that was it. I'm trying to figure out a way. Hopefully someone bootlegged it, but if we can find out a way to get it, I would love to see it. If anybody sees it, please
send an email to evacstation@gmail.com or leave a comment or something.
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
Yep, everything will be in the doodly-doo. So
the doodly-doo.
Yep, yeah. So
I'm just going to go back to the whole games and stories and how they keep continuing them.
Yeah.
One thing I do hate about games, though, is when they make one and they don't finish the story.
Yeah. Yep.
And then something happens and they never finish it.
Mm-hmm. Beyond Good and Evil, good example right there.
And like
Mass Effect 3.
There's something.
Well, they had an end. It just wasn't good.
There's something I mentioned.
DLC.
There's a great series of games, Command and Conquer. Mm-hmm. At least one of them, because the red alerts don't count; they're separate. And these games go way back. Like the first one is so old it ran on DOS. But the thing is that the story went from there and on, and it kept going, and they did finish it. And even though that by the end the last game completely changed the gameplay style, and nobody really liked it, I still got it, and I still liked the game because it continued and finished the story. And I would rather a game developer do that, even if it's not going to be as good, than just leave off and don't end it.
Yep.
I will say another good example of a series that just has gone on too long would be the Resident Evil series, because Resident Evil 5, I haven't played much of the series, but I know for a fact Resident Evil 5, Umbrella goes down, Wesker goes down, that's where all the evil origin of the T-Virus ends. That's where it should stop. Then they make 2 games after it, Revelations and Resident Evil 6, and somehow they still find people who get access to the T-Virus. They still do stupid shit. It's like, how many dumb people have access to this thing, and why has no one stopped them or taken it away?
Wesker has a son.
Yeah. You know,
I knew about that, but it still bugs me. Why do they keep going? They should just stop or just reevaluate their life.
I'm wondering a little bit, like, in 5, did they actually get rid of zombies, or is it still just zombies everywhere? Because if so, yeah, you could continue trying to clean up the whole zombie shit. But if you're just adding in, like, Wesker's random-ass son and
it was weird.
other random people doing whatever because someone found some more T-Virus, then shoot them.
Yeah.
T-Virus, G-Virus, and C-Virus. I want to say.
Gotta say, though, I did like Wesker.
Wesker's
To good
badass.
To good.
Wesker versus Dr. Doom.
MVC3.
Shout out to Epic Rap Battle right there.
Epic Rap Battles of MVC3.
Yes.
Because it's not part of ERB.
Yeah, but it should be, because it's so much better than any of the ones I've seen.
Well, it is great, and
Dude,
they both have their things.
Dude, the Dr. Doom thing was just flawless. I love that part.
I don't know. Wesker had some better raps in there.
Dude, he took over the world twice, then he got bored.
Yeah, but see, Wesker, he's got the style. I mean, sure, he might look like he's in the Matrix, but Dr. Doom has that mask, and I just can't get past that.
Tangent. Okay, you want to say something?
I was actually gonna say, going back to what you said. I'm gonna use my 3 Little Pigs analogy again. You can't tell the story of 2 pigs and then cut it off and be like the wolf. Oh, he left. You know. So you can't just the 3 Little Pigs. 1, 2, done. No, it's called the 3 Little Pigs. Okay.
It's like there's Brian, Luke, and Jake, and you're like, this is Brian's story. Here's Luke's story.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to Jake?
No one knows.
What happened to the wolf?
Yeah. So it's either
everybody dies.
Finish it. Finish it and don't drag it out. I mean.
Or maybe even if they released like a kind of movie thing.
Yeah.
Like even just a 10-minute cinematic that could just somehow tie it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
then
Metal
that
Gear
would be
4.
alright.
Hour and a half long cinematic.
Well, as long as they tie up the story, then even if they can't continue and make a new game, it's still good that they at least finish the story.
I guess. But an hour and a half long cinematic.
Hashtag.
Which
That's
stops.
a movie.
Final
Are we
Fantasy
talking
VII
Metal Gear
Advent
Solid here?
Children.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Movie.
So
like
I know
that
that.
movie.
Isn't that the last cutscene? It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, the last
I have said, like,
it stops at the
DVD,
halfway point.
and like,
Would you like to
I
say?
was like, I have to have like
You
the
don't
physical
see it.
thing. I didn't even. Proud of myself. Didn't even torrent that movie.
I
Good.
have the physical, but I also torrented it.
Let me ask you
Because
this.
I got the.
I think you
Advent
win.
Children.
You wouldn't get that?
battle
No.
then.
I got
Yeah.
the Advent Children
Just
complete.
not your thing.
No,
That
not my
thing
thing.
takes
Okay.
up so much
So you heard about
hard
Ground
space,
Zeroes then?
but it's worth it. I mean,
I have.
I haven't
Are you
seen the
looking
whole
forward to
thing
that at
'cause it
all?
adds like an hour. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait,
Well,
we're
it's
in
also
we're in two
HD.
discussions. Oh God, we're in two discussions now.
Have the viewers separate this stuff.
I was just asking about the new Metal Gear stuff coming out. Like I know Revengeance just came out. He says he's not looking
No.
into that at all.
Why not?
Not wasting my money.
Why?
I actually seen some gameplay for it. Like I've been watching this Let's Play. Two best friends play Revengeance, and it actually looks kind of fun. Like it's not going to be a game I'm going to go out and get right away. I might rent it first, but it looks like I might have fun with it.
I saw there was a review on there. It said 9 out of 10. And it's like, oh, god damn it.
Like I'm not going to give the new DMC
Oh,
a chance because
that,
I
no.
just don't like the character.
No,
But
never.
Revengeance, I might give a shot. I'm not a huge fan of Raiden, but if they can make him into his own little game, why
have you
not
seen
give it a
it?
shot?
Have you seen any gameplay of the new DMC?
I've seen some.
They even have
Yeah.
a
It
demo.
looks alright, but like I said, I'm just not a huge fan of that character.
Virgil's a
thing
good
is, 'cause
guy.
I played 3 and 4, and seeing the gameplay of DMC, it makes it look slower
Yeah.
and a lot easier for the combos and everything. Where
Yeah.
I remember in 3, where
It was
it's fast, tough. Like you get hit a couple times, you're gonna be dead.
Yeah.
And if you get hit during your combo, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, it's like you can just keep going and you can just like use 2 moves and get your combo all the way up. Where in 3, you had to use like 8 different moves in different ways to get your combo up.
Yeah. Like, they made Virgil a good guy when you start.
Wow.
In a bowler hat.
Wow.
I like bowler
Okay,
hats.
the bowler hat kind of kills it.
Yes.
No. Bowler hat's a rad because the Riddler has a bowler hat.
But
That
not for,
makes
Virgil,
sense.
not for Virgil.
Not for
But
Virgil.
I love the beginning cutscene of 3.
Oh,
Like
yes.
that was great.
Yes. Dante gets stabbed and you can die in the game, but in cinematics you can't die. He gets stabbed in the chest twice, in the arm once, and in the calf once. And he fights with it too.
Man,
This is awesome.
come on, he's the son of a demon.
Sparta, yeah. But apparently he can't die in the cinematic, but he can die in the game.
Yeah.
Nah.
You have a life bar.
That is a little weird. I wonder if the Deadpool games have something like that when it comes out.
Oh god.
Oh man, I'm so excited for the
Probably, but I am excited for the Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I just want him to have an argument with himself.
Plus, High Moon Studios, they made the last 2 Transformers games that look pretty good. And
Fall of Cybertron. Oh my god. Good game.
like,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they, do justice to this. I don't think they'll do anything wrong. How are you doing
Jesus Christ,
time-wise?
how long-
We've been going for an hour and a half.
Oh wow.
We
Nice.
should probably go ahead and get ready to cut it off soon so
Yeah.
we can get to the other stuff we need to do.
Wait, I want to talk about what we were talking about. Okay, so we were talking about Advent Children. It's a good movie. Okay, good. We're done.
Yeah, it is a good movie. It
Yeah.
looks great, everything.
Great everything.
Okay, so everything all done wrapped up here?
I think so.
Yeah, never mind.
No, what were you gonna say, Steven?
If anyone has any last words, then get them in now.
How about the Django?
To Django.
Damn it!
I love that movie.
No, fuck
I want
you.
to see it so bad.
Go
I'm so
see it.
excited.
Go
Django.
see Django.
To Django, the D is silent.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
saw this picture the other day. It said Jesus Unchained. It was so funny. It was just Jesus standing there with some pistols and the cross, and he was just off the cross. It was so
Actually,
funny.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, on topic of this, I want to give a shout out to Cheese, Big Demon or Black Bear, because he put up a thing on Valentine's Day. It was kind of funny. It's a Django Valentine's Day thing where it's like, the D's not going to be silent tonight.
See, Django is a good movie.
Yeah.
Stop calling it.
Calling it what it is.
Anyway,
Django.
that was the 3-Way Podcast. Thanks for joining us once again. This is Aaron.
Steve.
Mike.
Gary.
And we look forward to doing more of these video podcasts in future weeks. Till then, see you next time.
See you guys.
Later, gals.
Bye.
Bye.